Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to talk about the new public beta branch for the patch 1.74b. This is available now, anyone can play it. And if you do, please leave feedback. Go to Steam or to Reddit or a comment here. I'll share comments with I talk with the developers, so I'll share them to them if they're relevant. Um, if you don't make comments, then they won't know what people think. They already know what I think, so having me tell them doesn't really do much. You have to kind of post something. So, anyway, so here are the biggest change here is that we've got a new UI, and there's you've instead of the words here, you've got buttons, and you mouse over them to see what each thing is. And there's other changes that are the other big thing that you notice is when you're in a level, is you'll see that this whole look and feel is different. So I'll kind of go over a lot of these things. One thing that is really cool is so now that I've clicked on a road here, all the materials are down here in the lower left, and you've got a nice number here that's easy to remember and to see how many materials you have of each particular thing. So as I build things, then this number in the lower left will count down. Another thing that you can see right here is I've got a little preview of how much the piece I'm going to build is going to cost, how long it is, and what angle that particular item is. So let's see here. Okay, so and then there's the other change. Another thing that we have is the suspension is removed, and we now have a new item that is essentially a steel cable. The old cable was renamed to a rope, which I'm going to, let's see, let's go back and let's go to a level that has the suspension. Oh, just go to the sandbox here, because that everything's here. So, okay. So here you've got a cable and you've got a rope. So they're both, the cable here is a little less expensive than steel, but it is very slightly bit stronger. But just like the rope and like the cable before, it cannot take any compression strength, or compression, I guess. And then there is a unique thing that you can see is that the cable will now also, you can visually see it sag when appropriate. So I'm going to create, some vehicles, or a vehicle. I'm going to create a hydraulic phase. I'm going to put this first, and I'm going to demonstrate it sagging here. So here's a rope. I'm going to draw this over here, and I'm going to draw a hydraulic. All right, and I'm going, and I don't know if I found a bug or what that was. It lost my, yeah, I got to expand, and now I can't show it. So I'll have to share that with the developers. So anyways, so what you would see previously is this would expand, and you would kind of see it sag a little bit more. I think this is kind of a bad example. All right. How about all right, so here we go. Now I'm expanding this, and you can see this cable actually sags. And that is a great addition. That was a very much needed thing. The problem is a lot of players didn't realize that that these are essentially like ropes. They would think they were solid. So having this visually sag here is very helpful for that. Now they don't actually behave any different. This won't like if there was a boat that went over here, it wouldn't clip it any different than if it was stretched straight across. It's a lot more complexity into that. Alright, so another thing that we've got that is new is the arc tool, or the tracing tool, I guess. This is a really cool tool. It allows us to see if, let's say if I had a really big bridge here that I wanted to do, I'm gonna trace, I can build an arc over here, and then I can adjust this line, and this is basically a template that I have. So I can make it tall, I can make it small. I've got some presets, so I can say this, I want it flat, or I can pick a specific curve. I like to just adjust it like so. You've got a locked tangent here, which allows you to, if I unlock this, I can adjust one side differently than the other. So I can do this kind of like a little sine wave type thing. This will flip it vertically like so. And the coolest thing about, one of the coolest things I guess about this is use the fill tool. Alright, so if I select the hydraulics here, and I want to, or not hydraulics, let's say road. If I want to build road across this gap, I can click fill, and it fills everything in automatically. Now, so these road joints are going to be, it basically figures out the average distance across here. If I undo, you've got a slider over here where I can adjust the max length. Now this is the maximum length, not the length that your road will be. So if I did 2 meter roads all the way across and one of them was uneven at the end, I had a 1 meter at the end, that 1 meter, all the roads would be kind of scaled just a little bit so they would be equal size or equal length. But if I have steel and for instance, and I want this to be a shorter piece, then I can click to do that. And this is a very, very neat feature. The other thing that is very cool about the tracing tool is that the rods that you build will snap to this line. So if I want to build something manually, I certainly can. And one thing that a useful way that I have found to use the trace tool would be to, if I want to do a straight road that goes up a certain point, but it's not necessarily lined up with a grid, I can pick this straight like this. I can start with a road, and then if I click over here, it will use the snapping to, it will snap to the line for each piece. And then each of these are about 2 feet, or 2 meters, I guess. So right, well, I guess interesting. So as it would snap on there, it would tell me that it's 2 meters. And the issue is if I use the fill on the road, then it'll line it up all the way, and it won't necessarily be 4 meters. So if you want it to maximize, if you have a limited number of roads, then you kind of need to click over. But if you have unlimited roads, then there's no harm in doing it this way, because the cost of your road here would be the same as if, depending, no matter how many pieces. So like here, or it's gonna be very close anyways. Here it costs 4,800. If I instead make this 1 meter roads, 4,800. So you can see that the cost is based on the length of the road. All right, another cool thing that we've got is we have now we have a redo, which so, oh yeah, that's right, I need to undo to actually redo. So undo, 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 pressing Z undoes, and then Y does redo. So if I delete that, then I undo, I can redo to delete it again. If I fill this guy here, and I delete this, and I say that was, oops, redo, and then no, I wanted that, then redo works. So everyone knows how redo works. So it's just very nice that it's there. Other things we've got up here, this is our grid, our stress levels. If I turn stress on and off, I've got a new button here. Let's see if I can, so P for pause. Actually, I probably need to put some rods here so I can see the stress. All right, so, and then, all right, so it's paused right now. So I can turn stress on. This works the same way. The rods look a little different. They've got like they're shaded a little bit, so you might notice a little difference. I think you can see it more with stress off. These look just slightly different. I think wood's more apparent. Your point of view here. You can set your isometric level. You can go to the right, I can go to the left, and I've got a 2D view, which I will be using this all the time. I'd like to see a hotkey for this, but I don't know if I'll get one. Let's see. Instant replay, this button existed before. It used to be underneath this guy right here. This would be if I wanted to create a replay if the level hasn't actually hasn't passed the level. So here I can create a GIF of this particular thing. You also have a replay button whenever you complete or fail a level. So if I play this and it falls through, it fails, then this is the same button right here to share a replay. The other thing we have that is different is our speed indicator here. I need to make it so I don't, so it doesn't just complete on me. Alright, so you've got, this is the different speeds you can adjust. If I click it, it goes to 200, 300, paused, slow, so forth. On the keyboard, I can use the comma and the period key, which are the, it's like the little alligators, the greater than and the less than, to decrease and increase the speed. Also, the letter P will pause the speed, and then hitting P again will return it back to the speed that you were previously running on. So, let's see here. This menu here, this is pretty much just new buttons. We've got guide, feedback, settings. These are pretty much all the same. They've got a new look to some of this stuff, but I think there's not any new features here. Alright, and the other thing that is very exciting, other than just new UI, is that we have new ships and airplanes. So I've got a houseboat here. I've got, let me just build them all, and then I'll, got a hoverboat or a hovercraft, I guess. I've got a yacht, which is a pretty big sized one, and then I've got a cargo ship, which is massive. Alright, and then for comparison's sake, I'm going to create the old boat that the only boat that we've had before. I guess we had two ships before, but they were basically the same model. And then for some added fun, we've now got airplanes, which are basically just boats that fly. We've got we've got this little stunt plane. We've got a helicopter with a cool spinning propeller, and we've got a blimp. All right. So these are all the new boats we've got, and if I go over here, these are the kind of the, I don't know what you call these. They're not a wireframe, but this is what they look like and the amount of space they block. So I'm really excited to see the use of the airplanes and the levels and the different boats. I would like to see prettier levels and more dynamic and more interesting workshop levels. I think this is a great thing for it. That and the cable is a very interesting. The cable gives you kind of a little bit more possibilities. Doesn't change it that much, so I don't think like bridges, as you know, would change by the fact that the cable's there. It just kind of gives you a better the material is useful because it's a little stronger than steel and it's cheaper, so it could make some bridges cheaper than you could before. But that's pretty much it as far as that goes. I mean, I haven't played with it that much, and I'm really curious to see what people do. Let's see, is there anything else? Oh, yes, there is the, oh, and the other thing that is new is that there's a whole brand new tutorial. Oh, there's a new level and a tutorial. So one of the old levels was moved into the tutorial, and then the other levels were kind of shifted down to place to fit that space. So what used to be the first level in the, what's this called? Snowdrift, which is Land Brace, which is a level I created, is now at the last level of Desert Winds. Okay, so, and then a new level was put at the end of Snowdrift, which is Monster Jumps. This is a level by Zatos, if it ever loads. Alright, so this is another huge level. And basically you've got all these dots down here across the bottom, and you gotta get this fast monster truck. You have to get all the way to this flag down here. You don't make one jump, you make multiple jumps. So you jump, you catch, and you jump, or whatever. Zatos already has a video showing 3 solutions to this level, which is pretty cool. Alright, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the tutorial now. There's a lot of things that a lot of players, there were very key functionalities that a lot of players didn't understand or didn't know how to do, and as you watch people that were new to the game playing, we realized that there's just a lot of stuff that they just didn't even know how to do that they should. So I'm just going to play through this. This first level is basically the same. Basically, how do you build a road? Where's the simulate button? I'm going to speed this up. Okay, and then the next level here, this is pretty much the same as well. So I simulate it here. It realizes that it fails. I don't remember if it actually did that or not. If it forced me to fail or not. It's good to kind of force you to fail some in the tutorials. That way you know that what you're doing actually serves a purpose, I guess. Alright, so this is the first one that is significant, that is very important in my mind. So it has me draw a bridge like so, and what it does is it realizes that this bridge is too thin and it breaks. Alright, so then when I hit try again, it says I need to adjust the position of the bridge joints with shift click to match the outline. So what people would do a lot of times is, I've seen a lot of players that didn't know you could move joints. They either forgot or whatever, and they would delete stuff every time they wanted to move something. So this is to force you to say, hey, you can adjust bridges here. Then we got a little deal here about how you're over budget, and tells you about how you can go 50% over budget. And now it's going to tell you how to do a select. And so it tells you that right click and drag is to select, and then this menu will come up there and it tells me how to do delete. And it just ideally, it would have been technically easier just to move those 2 points down for this thing, but they wanted to tell you how to use to do a selection and a delete, and that's an important thing to have there as well. So, and you're getting a little bit of lessons here saying that here, this bridge is an arc, or an arch. I'm not sure what the correct way of saying that is. And that is slightly better than what it was before. The other bridge would have worked, but it was over budget. So we went with this arch style to work. Alright, so the next level here, this one's about copy and paste. So it wants me to create a road here. It creates some struts in here. Alright, and this is interesting that this particular piece is missing. And I didn't realize at first, but that's an intentional thing. And the reason is I select this, and it tells me to hit copy, and now it tells me I have to flip it twice. And the reason it's missing is that if it was there, flipping it horizontally, I wouldn't be able to notice the difference. So I flipped it horizontally, and now I need to flip it vertically, which I think they changed the key. So I placed these here, and now I've learned how to use copy and paste, which is incredibly useful. And even though it's in a lot of people's faces, you have to know how to. The menu is there when you delete. I've seen people that will delete items. They do select and they delete it, but they don't even know copy and paste exist. So it's very amusing how you can learn to delete things without knowing copy and paste exist, or people realize it exists but don't really grasp how useful it is. So forcing people to use it once might help them realize that to a certain extent. This next one here, this is about the arc tool, if I recall, or a tracing tool. I'm always going to call it an arc tool. So it wants me to build a road. And this is our new way of building suspension. Build an arc. Over here it tells me that I can, it says I normally can adjust the arc of it, which I've showed you already. But now it's just going to tell me select cable and wants me to click fill. And now it does this, and now it wants me to build my ropes in here to complete this guy here. Come on. Simulate. Alright. And then this is the last level, I think. And this is telling me now I'm going to build a drawbridge. Alright, and the difference with this one now is that this drawbridge I have to use a split joint. You have to use split joints anyways, but what I'm doing different this time is I have to adjust the split joint. And I have to adjust the hydraulic. So here it tells me I need to drag the hydraulic to expand, and that thing is happening to me again. And now it's saying I need to double click on the static joint to make it a split, and I need to zoom in because I need to change it because they've done something special. Normally I think this would typically work. It would be smart enough to realize that these need to be 2, but occasionally it's not, and players, it's really helpful to know. So you click these, and that means that this bridge will separate from the landmass when it plays, and here we go. So that's pretty much, that's all I can think of right now. I think there's some various bug fixes. I think the most significant one is that there was an issue with boats that were colliding with, would not collide with steel or cable or hydraulics, I think. That's been fixed, so they will now collide. You can't build steel across your boat and then have your boat not break it. The other one that was really annoying was and now I'm on, oh wait, oh there's a jump one. Okay, I forgot about this. Oh, this is basically telling you about, I guess this is telling you that, hey, there are jumps, and also it's telling you that ropes, this will not work because this is a rope. Right. So if I retry this, and then I slow this down to really slow, and I hit space. Alright, simulate. Oh, it wants me to undo. It won't let me do it because it has to go through the thing. So here I can, it works from this side. Alright, can I adjust it now? I might have to complete it. I want to see the, alright, so things are kind of locked down in this tutorial a lot, so I can't really adjust anything, and I think that's by design. So, I forgot what I was talking about before this. Oh, the bugs. The other thing that was, the other big thing that was fixed, in my opinion, that was big, was that in the sandbox mode, a lot of times, I think it happened in a regular game, is when the boats would come through, like your road pieces would go really crazy on you. It would like break the road before the boat got there, and the road pieces actually wouldn't like fall off. They would like, and your car could like drive over like broken road pieces. It was very weird. If you've ever experienced it, it was probably rather confusing. But a lot of times I would have it happen when I was making levels, and it was really frustrating and hard to work with, and that's been fixed. So, so I hope everyone, I hope this is a good introduction to the new beta branch. Zatos has already created a video himself. I've not watched it. His might be more organized. I'm just kind of rambling for 26 minutes. So, but please, if you go test this out, let us know of the bugs you see. I've already uncovered a couple here, which I'm going to share with developers. So let us know of any bugs you see. Post on Reddit about things you like, things you don't like. Or use the feedback button in game if you don't want to make a post. That is very helpful. They read all that stuff, and it's very helpful to get the opinion of the community. So thanks for watching this video, and I hope you watch my next one as well.